to ensure that, again, the right resources are in place, and that, again, accessibility is the name of the game across the country. And so, again, I'm excited to be a part of this conversation. I know that we're limited on time, but again, this is a very important conversation, and we're happy to be a part of it and contribute to it.
Thank you, Klassi.
Sure.
And we have Kate. We have a good diversity of professionals here, so I'm going to try to squeeze it all in. Good morning, or good afternoon here. Kate, could you introduce yourself, and also in introducing yourself, can you talk about the most essential components of entrepreneurship curriculum, especially for young people, and also talk a little bit about the public system. How can we ensure that the curriculum that we have designed for them is effectively delivered to them?
Great. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Kate Kreamer. I'm very honored to be part of this panel and have learned a lot, even just in the hour and a half I've been on this call. I'm executive director of an organization called Advance CTE, and we are a national membership, policy, and advocacy organization that represents states and state leaders who oversee career technical education across the country. So our members are largely within state education agencies, community technical college systems, workforce development agencies that oversee career technical education programs, policy, and kind of all the in-between. And so we are one of the two major CT organizations. So I'm going to kind of start with the second part of the question, because I actually think the previous panelists did a great job of really talking about those core components of the curriculum. And as a national organization, we don't actually get into the curriculum, but there's a really interesting opportunity. So that I really would love to talk at kind of a different angle. So as we heard, right, there's a lot of different kind of business education pathways, right? And within the career technical education space. So I will talk about kind of that one kind of element of the education system that spans from middle school, secondary into post-secondary. And right now there is, I was pulling the data, and there's about 1.6 million students, or a little bit more, that are participating in a business course at the secondary, post-secondary level. Those that are actually concentrating, the secondary level, 45% of concentrators, those actually taking kind of a sequence of courses to get a concentration is 45%. That actually drops to 37% when you get to post-secondary. So I thought that was just an interesting thing to start. But what is a different way that I want to come at it is, yes, there are business entrepreneurship pathways that are out there, but there's also an opportunity, and I think this came up in the previous presentation from NFTE, about really thinking about the integration of entrepreneurship across multiple disciplines, multiple pathways. So we recently updated the National Career Clusters Framework. That is the organizing framework for CT across the country. And we had previously a cluster called Business Administration and Management, which is now called the Management and Entrepreneurship Career Cluster. And in the previous version, created in 2002, entrepreneurship really wasn't mentioned. It really wasn't a core component. And that is a pretty big shift to recognize the shift in the economy, the shift in what learners are looking for, and kind of honoring the role of small businesses. But what's really interesting about this career cluster is that it is actually something called a cross-cutting career cluster. And I was really excited to hear the phrase cross-cutting come up earlier. And so cross-cutting clusters are both industry specific. So you can say, I just want to do a business entrepreneurship pathway, because that's all I want to take my 3 courses in that. But they're also can be integrated with every other of the 13 other clusters, because they are contextualized functions that exist in every single sector, right? So you are going to absolutely need, so students can take their principles of management, entrepreneurship, business fundamentals, or they can be embedding entrepreneurship into integrated pathways. And so thinking about advanced manufacturing, healthcare and human services, energy and natural resources, students taking those pathways should have an opportunity to build entrepreneurial skills, because many of them may want to do the technical jobs, but many of them may want to also do the technical jobs while being a small business owner, right? Or going out on their own. And so every sector requires entrepreneurs, just as every sector requires back-end operations support and HR, along with the functions elevated in the 2 other cross-cutting clusters, digital technology and marketing and sales. So this provides a tremendous opportunity for states and communities to develop CT programs in all areas that integrate or embed an entrepreneurship course. So this is happening in a number of states. Virginia, Georgia, and North Carolina all have an entrepreneurship kind of capstone course that a student can take, kind of their 2 courses in agriculture, their 2 courses in manufacturing, their 2 courses in healthcare, and then take that 3rd capstone course in entrepreneurship to bring the context of the second thing, but what it means to be an entrepreneurship in that course